Hey there, Libra. Welcome to the channel. Sarah here. We're going to do a reading for you today for the week of January 19th to the 25th, 2026. Keep in mind, Libra, this is just a general reading, so take only what resonates and leave out what does not. As always, feel free to delegate the energies where you see fit. If I say I am talking about you, I could be talking about somebody with whom you are dealing, and vice versa. Same goes to you, crosswatcher. I've still got my sage stick burning over here, if you see smoke. So just a disclaimer, I do not read Once Upon a Times and Happily Ever Afters on this channel. I read actual karmic cycles and how to navigate through them. It wasn't my choice, it's just what comes out. So if we get an exceptionally positive reading, consider yourself in a position where you should be very, very grateful. Let's cut this deck in 3. So mote it be. I consider, even if we get some dark stuff and we're getting an education on how to move towards the light, I consider that to be positive, but I don't know that everybody feels that way. So current position, we've got the High Priestess as your first card. All right, that's Pisces energy. In the focus, we've got the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is Sun in Aries. In what we do not see, we've got the Page of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Sorry, I almost said fire signs. In the past, we've got the Two of Wands, which is Mars in Aries. And in the future, we've got the Page of Wands, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Lots of fire here. They're all in the upright. The overall energy of your reading is the Ten of Swords, Sun in Gemini. And that is influenced by the Eight of Swords in reverse, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and the Justice. There's somebody getting free from something here. It looks like free from feeling like you're under control. Now, this freedom, it may come at some sort of repercussion or cost. This could be an actual divorce. We do see the Justice, which is your major arcana. Could be divorce type stuff. We're going to unfold this whole reading and revisit all of this again at the end of the reading. But it does look like this is a betrayal or an extremely painful ending. So whatever this ending is, it's not easy. It's not an easy one. So we'll go through all of this. Like I said, we will revisit this again at the end of the reading and see what we get. So let's start with the Two of Wands. Just like that thing is still burning. I always do a quick little prayer invoking the power of the Holy Spirit. Sometimes the Holy Spirit wants to tell us the truth. What's this Two of Wands here? We've got the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands and the Queen of Wands. We've got the Fool in reverse. The Five of Swords in reverse. Ooh. The Four of Swords. And the Nine of Swords. I'm just going to say that what I'm seeing here is an energy of somebody who feels like you're under some sort of really high stress situation, or you maybe just embarked on a really high stress situation that you weren't expecting to go on. You weren't expecting to go on that level of journey here. What I'm seeing is that there was something that appeared to be a certain way to you that turned out to be the exact opposite of what you had been expecting. I'm almost getting that you're, so I'm seeing here that either I'm seeing it as you connected with somebody where they made a certain appearance to you. I'm seeing a mask specifically, where this person made themselves appear to be a lot more, maybe kind, a lot less, nonetheless, a lot less aggressive than they actually were. I'm getting that this person ended up becoming somebody who may have ended up being like your biggest hater. Seeing here that what ended up happening was that this started out very, like like there was a high level of attraction here. So, and we've also got the High Priestess showing up in your current energy. So there's something about how this started that, whether you're aware of it or not, and I say that because often that High Priestess shows up and there's still a level of unconsciousness as to what the evidence actually is that you're picking up on. So I like to help connect dots here based on the energies that I'm looking at. I'm seeing here that I'm seeing a very superficial connection. This maybe became very serious, but was still very superficial. Meaning that it may have been a relationship where the two of you had become very, very solid with each other, but it looks like there wasn't very much depth to sustain the relationship. There's a lot of attraction, but I'm not seeing very much else. I'm seeing that it didn't take very long for you to realize that this was that this was a mistake for you. Maybe you had decided this and wanted to move in a new direction. Let's get the tea. I'm just seeing that there's like the Nine of Swords is an anxious energy. Maybe you're actually having nightmares over this, some of you. We've got the blocking card. Something blocking. I don't always read it as the rooster blocking. Fishing for comments. And spiritual hater. So I don't read it necessarily as spiritual hater either. Like I said, this person could have been like your biggest hater. Or maybe the two of you are both in that energy. Sometimes all it takes is for one person to show their true self, for the other person to... They often say that if you get yourself into a narcissistic dynamic, I'm not saying that's necessarily what it was, but if you do get yourself into these unhealthy narcissistic dynamics, they can have this energy of being contagious. Like you'll start to take on some of the characteristics of this person that's behaving this way. I'm seeing that there's this energy of somebody being... like I'm getting blocking you in certain ways, maybe trying to make you feel like you're unworthy. That's what I'm seeing here. And putting you in a position where you're constantly seeking their validation is what I'm seeing. The fishing for comments is definitely a validation seeking card for me. Can we get more on this? Is it's still burning? Huh. They wanted lots of smoke for this one. What's this? We've got healing. So there's this energy of needing to move on from this energy in order to heal, is what it looks like. And we've also got creativity here. So as I mentioned in other readings, I don't know if it was with you, but obviously the creativity chakra being our sacral chakra, which is obviously, if there was a lot of attraction here, I'm getting that whoever this is was blocking certain components to who you are and what it is that you could be creating. For some of you, you may have actually had children with this person. I'm just getting that there's something here about this person hating on you that is actually putting you in a position where you might start feeling insecure, not confident in yourself. And when that happens, it's deliberately to play on your mental health. That's deliberately what it is. And so when we see that Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords here, plus the healing card, I'm getting that whoever this is was playing on your mental health in some ways. And so there's this energy of you needing to get out of this situation in order to actually heal and get back into alignment with what it is that you should be doing. And it looks like it has to do with your creativity. So let's find out what this High Priestess is all about. Why is the High Priestess here? Oh, there we go. We've got the Three of Wands. And we've got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands in reverse. The Four of Swords and the Nine of Swords again showing up. So what I'm going to say is that there's something about how this relationship started, that even though this person presented themselves to be as the King of Pentacles in the upright, they were actually, based on their true behavior in this connection, showing up as the King of Wands in reverse. So this is somebody who, even if they didn't have actual, like, say, fidelity issues with you, there was something about this person's character that would have raised certain alarm bells in how they were treating you. So when they first connected with you, if this is somebody who was gassing you up all the time and then retracted once they got you into a position where you felt like you couldn't escape anymore, and it's not even look like they retracted, it looks like they became a completely different type of energy here. Where they were, obviously anybody with any level of true self-esteem isn't going to stay in a connection with somebody who's treating them like this, is what I'm seeing. There's something here that you already intuitively know about the future here with whoever this is. You may have always been kind of picking up on it. I'm getting here an energy of a lack of reciprocity here. I see this in your reading specifically. I feel like every single one of the signs have their own theme. I could probably name them all off, honestly. Like Capricorn is always the feather bed. I feel like Libra, you guys are always you all. I shouldn't say guys. I just have that habit, but you all are usually in a position where it's almost like you're overgiving. Somebody's always overtaking from you is what it looks like. And that's kind of what it looks like. It's like this energy of somebody who's overtaking from you. And there's something about that energy that was meant to awaken, or that has ignited something in you as far as your as far as what your intuitive guidance is screaming at you, trying to tell you something about this situation. Can we get the tea on this? Wolf in sheep's clothing, exactly what I said. Presenting themselves as the King of Pentacles, meaning stable, going to be there for you, going to be your rock in some way, going to be available, patient, reliable, all that stuff. And they turned out to be the King of Wands in reverse, which is somebody who cannot be trusted. Somebody who might be loud and obnoxious too. The King of Wands in reverse is often my overt narcissist card. Nonetheless, they're somebody who can't be trusted, often with fidelity issues, because they turned out to be your hater. We've got moves in silence too showing up here. So there's something about this person that you do not trust. And it has to do with them being in this overtaking energy. I just realized that Three of Wands is also in your focus, which we're going to be clarifying. We've got play. You feel like you've been played. You feel like you've been played here in some way. Like they were not, they're showing up as being your hater. And this is not what you were expecting when you connected with them. We've also got anger and rage showing up here. So you may have been dealing with somebody who is displaying that towards you. Or I often see that High Priestess showing up also with the anger and rage card, or with like Temperance in reverse. It's very common. The reason why is because you're picking up on something intuitively, and you might be getting gaslighted, or it's supposed to, I know it sounds, gaslit sounds like the proper way to say it, but clinical psychologists say gaslighted. So I have this cognitive dissonance every time I have to say the word in past tense. But you may have been gaslit, we'll just say it like that, into believing that what you were picking up on is not correct. Somebody might be telling you you're actually crazy. There's something that's about, this is where the anger and rage comes in though, is that when what it is that you are picking up on starts becoming proven to you to be true, and it looks like it has something to do with being played here, that's when the anger starts to come out, right? That's why it's so important. Obviously, I've been in these positions myself. I don't know if to this exact same extent, but it's so important that when we make connections with people, that we maintain our autonomy, because you get yourself trapped in these situations, and then you're being toyed with, like the cat toying with the Christmas ball. I still have to take my Christmas tree down. This is bad. But they're toying around with the Christmas ball. You know, that's how it feels. Like you're being played with, is what it looks like. What's this? 3 of Wands. Tell us the story on this. Ooh, there we go. We've got the King of Pentacles coming out. And we've got the 10 of Pentacles. There's the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Cups in reverse, the 8 of Cups in reverse, and the Strength in reverse. I need to be realistic about what I'm seeing here, okay? There's something you're picking up on about whoever this is. This is what leads to the anger, okay? Because you've been in a situation with them where I'm almost getting like there may have been, whether it was an actual contractual agreement that you came, like an actual physical agreement, contractual agreement that you had signed, or whether it was a verbal contract, where it looks like you made an agreement with this person that you were going to give to the relationship in a certain way, and it looks like you were the one over-giving here, in order to receive something in return. I'm getting here that you were not receiving, and I'm not saying that it was anything actual tangible. It might have just been you were willing to give to this connection. In return, you were expecting respect or actual emotional availability. And I'm getting here that you were not getting emotional availability with the Knight of Cups in reverse. I don't know that this person ever showed you emotional availability. I'm just going to be honest with what I'm seeing here. I have no reason based on any of these energies to think that this person ever showed that to you. So that might be something to consider moving forward. If you are ever interested in getting into another connection, because it looks like this one's ending, if it hasn't already. Now, what it looks like is that there may have been some sort of, I don't know if there's some sort of financial setback or loss as a result of having been connected to this person, but it looks like whoever this is right now is showing up as being discouraged from moving back towards something else, maybe somebody else from their past or somebody who they've been disconnected from. And whoever that is would pose some sort of threat to the connection that you've been involved in. So I don't know if it's a past person that they were connected to, that they were at one time romantically involved with, or if it's just like, say, a family member or a friend that posed an issue in this connection. But whoever this is considering, it's showing up that they're a little discouraged about it. Moving back towards that connection is what it looks like. In order to, whoever that they are moving back towards, the intention is to get themselves back into this position, or into a position of wealth and security that they pretended to be in with you, is what it looks like, that they were never actually in, not 100%. Like they put on a really convincing act and show, is what I'm seeing here. Now this is what I'm seeing here, is that there's something here about some sort of connection that there's something about waiting, moving towards, waiting till some future time to reconnect with something here, in order to bring them back to themselves into a state of wealth, is what it looks like, which was exactly what they pretended to be, uninterested. So it's looking like they're showing no interest in you, or at least that's how it's been. The focus has been on the fact that they're not showing a lot of interest in the same way that they did before when you had connected with them. And then it's looking like we've got the kissing ass card here, which indicates, I saw like they're creeping on some other person that they're looking to there's some sort of reconnection, return to something here. And it looks like it's in order to establish some sort of wealth. This person is in, I'm getting that whoever this is gets into connections in order to feel more wealthy. That's what it's only for that purpose, is to have that fulfilled, their wealth fulfilled. Can we get more on this Three of Wands? We've got laughter. We've got laughter showing up here, and what's at the bottom of the deck here? Boundaries. So that's what it's looking like. I'm getting, whoever this is might be looking for, like, looking for fun too. I'm seeing fun. I'm seeing looking for fun, looking to establish some sort of wealth again, that I don't know that they ever truly had it, but it was definitely something that they presented to be one of their value systems when you had met them, and it looks like they were not at all who I'm getting that they may be going towards somebody else with this same mask, trying to, or I'm also going to say that this person might try to make it seem like they had all of this wealth at one time, and it's their connection with you specifically, and this is just a specific message, so please only take it if it resonates. But they might try and have somebody else convinced that the reason why they don't have what they should have is because of the connection they have with you, which ironically, you have been overgiving to this connection, is what it looks like. So it does look like they're not, it's looking like we've got a betrayal here. It's just what it looks like. We've got the Page of Swords in the unseen position. Page of Swords in the unseen position. Why is this Page of Swords here? We've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. And we've got the Five of Cups. The Four of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So there's that anger and rage energy that I'm seeing. So in what you do not see is that it looks like there's, like I said, there's going to be some sort of ending. It looks like There's somebody who feels, this person feels badly right now. And please reverse the roles if you feel like it's the other way around. This person feels badly about something that happened in the past, is what it looks like. Now, like they're feeling guilt and remorse about something here. They may be trying to gain some sort of information. We saw creeping. I'm kind of getting that same. We see the creeping card that showed up in the focus. And now I'm also seeing here with that Page of Swords, this energy of whoever this is feeling badly about something that happened in the past. I'm not getting that whoever this is making contact with whoever that is. But it looks like in what you do not see is that they're feeling guilty about this. And it looks like they are withdrawing from a connection. They're withdrawing from you. Now everyone's on a different timeline, so you may have already gone through this if this is resonating. I'm getting here that whoever this is wants to try and make an effort here to try and restore something that they feel like they broke in the past. That's just what it looks like. They're feeling guilty about something that happened to somebody in the past. Can we get more? We've got jackpot. There's something here about whoever this is trying to connect with somebody else, though, because of it's a financial reason, is what it looks like. Looking you up is what it looks like. And we've got romantic love affair here. So what I'm seeing here is that, okay, so that's why that King of Wands is in reverse. Is that, I'm just going to say, Libra, is that there's something about whoever this is where they already proved in how they connected with you in the first place that they were not to be trusted. So it's just a lesson for you moving forward, right? Pay attention to the red flags. Any of those red flags, alarm bells that it looks like you were probably picking up on and you were just unconscious of them, we often are. We're very conditioned not to pay attention to this stuff on a collective level. Like you're really gaslighted gaslighted. I have a problem with it. It looks like this person is creeping on somebody else. There's some sort of financial gain for them in all of this. And it does look like it's related for a lot of you to a third-party romantic connection, but it looks like it's somebody from their past. Can we get more? I don't know if this may have happened, or this could be you who is the third party. I don't know. These kind of readings make me really uncomfortable, but it's what's coming out. I have to be honest. We've got wild woman coming out. That doesn't mean that. We've got wild, not civilized. Not civilized, and then we've got anger again, which indicates this Queen of Swords in reverse. There's something about whoever this is showing that there's something about who this person has been with you that is going to bring out a part of you. It's showing up that it could create a lot of anger in you, is what's showing up here. It's because they're showing up as being... They're not... Whoever this is made it sound like... I'm just going to say... The story I'm seeing unfold here is that this is somebody who came in and made it seem like they had some moral high ground standing. They may have even presented whoever this is that they're going back towards, and it's showing up that a lot of you already know who this is. It looks like they took some sort of moral high ground standing against that person in some way, and then there was some sort of punitive measure that they had taken against that person that they're now feeling really, really guilty for, is what it looks like. And whatever this is, I'm almost getting that you may have been a pawn in this game, and they're going to try and make it sound like you were the only one who was, maybe you were involved in some way, but really you were just like this person's shoulder to cry on, technically. They might try to place blame on you. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand how this brings out rage in you, because that's what it's looking like. It's going to bring out something in you. And it's because whoever this is proving to be completely oppositional to the moral high ground standing that they said they had taken. They're actually showing up here as being completely uncivilized here. They might be uncivilized. Can we get more on this Page of Wands in the future? We've got the Eight of Pentacles. And we've got the Page of Pentacles and the Sun. The Page of Swords in reverse. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Hanged Man in reverse. Whoever this is, I'm just going to say for a lot of you, is somebody who comes into relationships with the intention of being the provider, being the higher, on the higher, they're in the hierarchy of how this household plays out, they're on the top tier. This person wants to be on top, okay? And then, ironically, weaponizes against their partner the fact that they might even call them words, like really demeaning words like gold digger. They might have done this to the past person. They might be, now there's something intuitively that you're picking up on about how they treated this past person that's going to manifest as something that's going to happen to you. This is just, when I say I read karmic cycles, this is why I read karmic cycles. Is so that we understand something about the people who we're connecting to in the future, that if they show you any evidence that this is the type of person they are, you know what your karma is moving forward, okay? Because that's what's showing up here, is that they're going to want to try and reconnect with that other person that they may have just dragged through the mud with you, is what it looks like. They're going to make some sort of offer, is what it looks like. They're going to want to try and make some sort of effort towards making something better. And there's something that's going to come to light here about slander. I'm getting that there was slander here against that third party. And it's going to, this is why because you're not completely conscious as to what it is that's going to create potential anger and rage in you. It's because you know now that what this person did to this past person is potentially going to happen to you now, is what it looks like, okay? That's just what it looks like. And ironically, this person is the one who created the situation in the first place. The gold digger situation. I'm not saying that that's necessarily everybody's story. It's just what I'm seeing. They're going to try and clean something up. Dust it off comes up. They're going to try and fix something from their past by cleaning something up, is what it looks like. But they're doing it in silence. They're trying to keep it quiet here. They're showing up as it's showing into you, but it looks like they're showing up as into something else right now. Because there are issues in your connection. And we see the Ten of Swords as the overall energy of the reading. So it's showing up here we've got compassion here. That's the equivalent to the Queen of Cups here. This is the whole point to this situation, was that there's something about you and this third party showing compassion to each other for what this person has put both of you through, instead of getting into a fight with each other. Because that's almost what I'm getting, is that this person who you've been connected to is pitting you and this third party against each other, is what it looks like. And they're going to try and continue to do that by going back to the third party now and telling them how you basically are the villain here. And it's in understanding your compassion for each other that brings about the abundance. There's going to be a new level of abundance that you will be rewarded for this if you do this the right way. This is why I read tarot. This is why I read tarot. My life is better than it's ever been because I read tarot. I don't always get the answers I want to get. Of course, I want to hear that the person who I'm madly in love with is the one who I should be with. The answer is no. Doesn't matter how well he makes love to you. No, out. He's not good for you. Get out. Best thing I could have ever done for myself. So I'm just giving you an example of how this works. So let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. We've got the 10 of Swords, the 8 of Swords in reverse. Somebody's getting free, but there may have been some sort of toxic overspending here. I'm seeing that there was some sort of financial loss. And I'm getting that your lesson in all of this is to do things right here. It looks like there's some sort of painful ending or betrayal. It looks like the actual justice here that you can take on as being your responsibility is the compassion. And I feel like it's also on the third party's end also. It's on their end also to have compassion for you because of what this person put them through. So let's get your final messages. What do I want to use for final? We'll use this deck. Final messages for Libra. Final messages for Libra. We've got all that glitters. Again, that energy of they brought to the table something that looked a lot better than it actually was. We've got why. You're going to start understanding why something happened here. Okay. And we've got higher power. I'm getting here, obviously we should be paying attention to our intuitive guidance, the spiritual guidance, definitely. So that's part of the higher power here. But like I said, I'm almost seeing like this hierarchy, somebody who wanted to control, dominate, and then everything fell apart is what it looked, and then weaponizes your weakness against you when that was the role they wanted you to play in the first place. We've got to be fair. Again, the energy of justice, which obviously, Libra, you are justice. There's something here. You're going to understand something better on the contingency that you do the right thing and you have the compassion for that third party. But the hope is that this third party also has compassion for you and doesn't get themselves involved with this person again so that this person is the one who gets the karma. That's how this actually plays out if we're following our divine guidance here, okay? So Libra, that is your reading for the week of January 19th to the 25th. Thank you so very much for coming over here or watching this. I am going to extend this, so anybody who's a member of my channel can access this extended and all my others. If you want just the extended for this reading, it'll be on Patreon, which is linked in the description box below. If this is indeed where we part, well, I hope that if this resonated, that you got something out of it. It's not exactly the most positive reading, I get it. Thank you so very much for all of your support, your likes, your shares, and subscribes, and hypes. And until I read you again, take care and bless.